He's in the middle of cameras, you know, and it's like the most important today is the picture until. Because it's what I told you. Like, if you are here, they can hear you anyway. If they want to answer, they will answer. But the thing is, like, if they are in the middle, we cannot even film, so they don't have the shot. Lot of us, no one is talking to her.
Right. The directors. Oh shit. Right.
Yeah, they biffed alive.
So you're not having
biffed alive?
Brendan Teller.
What?
Oh, they've
so annoying.
biffed
They say
alive.
we'll take you at 22, and then they don't, and then they go, you know, standing there getting people shot for no reason.
Yeah, Keith, jump in, mate.
Jump in the front.
I'm on at 9, Keith.
Okay, fine.
Oh, well, can you see this?
Do you have a space here?
Yeah.
Just move this a little bit
This
there.
one?
Yeah, and you can even stand here because that's fine for me. There's another car. Car coming.
Hi there, hello. Yeah, here I am in Downing Street, waiting for ministers to arrive for the cabinet meeting, crucial cabinet meeting. Happy? Okay, after this shot, yeah?
So someone might come.
Okay. Can Henry come and talk? Yes. Can Henry come and talk to me? Okay. So, hi, gallery. So I don't have Henry, for example, at the moment. I don't have Henry Settlement at the moment. He's on the Today program. Okay. Understood.
Got you. Yep.
Unless you're in the cars now.
Yes, so we have the media presence here.
She's definitely a queen of the car.
Yesterday, we were waiting for that speech that Keir Starmer was going to make. All the commentators were saying this is the speech of his life and all he can stay in the job. It seems like he had got a little bit of breathing space, didn't it?
we're not gonna finish it. So I'm realizing.
Building on that, raising more and more questions about whether he could continue in his role as Prime Minister. So this cabinet meeting this morning is supposed to be about war in Iran, the impact of that war here in the UK, and people in countries around the world being It was what it was supposed to be about, but obviously the focus now on the but I think the timing of all of this is extraordinary when you consider that tomorrow it is the King's speech. This is the calendar when the government sets out its programme for government for the year ahead, the laws that it wants to bring in. But yes, the fact that all of this is going on, the questions about Keir Starmer's future, it seems like the most juxtaposition of what's happening here in Downing Street today and the fact that the King's speech is happening tomorrow, when these question marks remain over whether Keir Starmer will be able to lead the government for the next year.
Yeah, give me a sec, mate.
These have now said that he either needs to go immediately or needs to set out a timetable to go. And essentially there are two schools of thought. One that in a time of global crises, with the Ukraine war, the war in Iran continuing, and the impacts of that on people here in the UK, that this is not the time to take the lead.
I get that, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. You need to
Yeah,
let me know when they want it. I know they probably want it every time I'm not live, but...
Okay.
Try to regroup over the remainder of this parliamentary term and take on the challenges, especially from the right.
Stand back. Just two. No.
Battling out this question of Keir Starmer's future.
But also a sense...
They can't wait through the side.
Yes. They're avoiding us.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
No, Rachel Reid, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, arrived outside number 11, the house next door to number 10, obviously, for anyone who isn't familiar, literally just further up the street from where I am. And her car pulled up, the door opened incredibly quickly, and she went through the door of number 11 incredibly quickly. So didn't engage with the cameras at all. And then we had David Lammy, the Deputy Prime Minister, walking up from this direction
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, no worries. So in other words, news package 52 will be the presenter's friend. Package 51 is the main camera. So if you watch those packages, you can see what's going on.
One of the most significant meetings
Cool.
in living memory, really. Even since the...
It's crazy because yesterday we had a camera standing here doing nothing, so we thought we might as well.
This one does not end the same way. The formal agenda for the cabinet is still the Middle East. I don't think that's going to be the only item on the agenda. We've just seen this.
have been a little equivocal.
I'm not going to even parking it. Bye-bye.
Between the
The car
lines
that
with them, and perhaps they are trying to make up their minds. They don't have a settled position yet, but of course, here throughout the day, we will be getting lots of opinion, lots of analysis to try and help everyone work out the best
Oh, my parcel just arrived.
You running with 16?
Cheers, thanks guys, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, it's approaching a quarter of the parliamentary group that Labour has, which is not insignificant, clearly.
I had it too close. I need them to
Sometimes when, and I've seen this with other prime ministers over recent years, and remember the UK...
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
It's impossible that was loud because I put it automatic. That means that it is.
Right.
So, are they been using both of the channels or should be fine? I'm going to put this as a little
turn that around in the other direction.
because I got the internal like as well as in case.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the one.
Great.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, once breakfast is done, fine, then hopefully I'll have dinner.
Okay, Joe, thank you very much.
Exactly. Great. All right, thanks, Ali. Bye.
Can you see the order queue now, Anita? Is it okay?
Well, it's not up at the moment, and it is live, yes.
Okay, great. And there's no reflection? Great.
Yeah, it's getting better.
I'm meant to be on breakfast.
So we...
Oh, are we next to each other?
Yes.
Oh, fine. Okay, well, I'll dash.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realise that.
No.
We don't know. We don't know who that is. Hey, there's nobody close.
Yeah, exactly. Because they asked and no one said.
I saw them coming earlier. It's either ITN or BBC.
No, but I asked ITN.
So we could do that.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, so this would work.
All these glasses are just over it. Very tight.
Now, I can get you...
Mine are really big that they fall sometimes.
These ones sticking against my head, they hurt. They're awful.
How many cameras have these got? Yeah, that
Would have been great if I had a spare set of step ladders.
I can get you one.
Can you?
Yeah. Let me finish this.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. I'll just stand up, I'll be able to see the ministers coming, that's it.
Okay.
How do you know?
Oh, she's coming down?
Come on, turn that.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, so move the camera. Yeah, but I can see this. And if Demi Lamy went through there, we don't have people coming through there, you know? So that's a point.
Beginning to arrive here in Downing Street and
The Nandwagon.
here too.
Lisa Nandi is the blonde one, right?
No,
So
dark hair, black hair.
probably,
She's small.
I know the face.
Safety right in the back of the shop.
Hi. Am I doing live headline? Yeah, okay.
Okay, Henry and I will be
Never pulled a bike. Nice one.
Only one question matters today. Is it over for Keir Starmer?
on the Prime Minister as key ministers and dozens of MPs call on him to quit.
They are the same channel?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Your MP's table of
We're counting down to a crunch cabinet
Oh,
meeting
and now
here
at least
at
it's
number
safe.
10, where Sir Keir
Much
Starmer
better.
will face a showdown
For the
with
short
his
time, for
party.
everything is real. Because
Ministers
the other
are
means that you need
arrive
to
here in
start
Downing
like
Street.
moving very
We
like
are
open
here
close.
to cover it
Safe.
on
So
BBC
it's hard.
News.
This is alright though.
Yeah, that's fine. Where do you have someone there?
Yes, good morning from Downing Street, where there are dozens and dozens, actually over 100, I would say, banks of cameras, reporters. It feels like a massive day, and we have been here before. Are we about to see yet another Prime Minister taken out? If that happens, if we get another Prime Minister, that would be 6 PMs in 7 years. It seems to be becoming a habit that this Labour government was elected on a promise to stop the chaos. And here we are, nearly 80 Labour MPs openly calling for the Prime Minister to go. A civil war in the Labour Party. They are having a collective nervous breakdown, but there is no unity on what to do next. And I think all hangs now on this crucial cabinet meeting set to begin in the next half hour. Now, we saw Rachel Reeves arrive about half an hour or so ago. Mar went pretty much as close as it could to the door of the Treasury. David Lammy walked up. There was only one shout. Is it time for the Prime Minister to go? We know that the Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, has told him that he should set out a timetable. We know that the Energy Secretary, Ed Miliband, has said similar. Previously, we know too that people like Lord Hermer and Steve Reed...
Should the Prime Minister resign, Minister? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Will you ask him to step down, Minister?
Darren Jones. Is it time for the Prime Minister to go?
Do you have confidence in the Prime Minister?
Allies of the Prime Minister, and he has been speaking this morning, and he's been saying he can't get ahead of any decision.
You're right? I think someone is coming.
Lost my voice there.
The car.
I've spoken to people in Downing Street and people more broadly in Labour who feel very sad and really quite depressed at what is going on. I'm very worried at what is coming next, because the Prime Minister said yesterday he's not going anywhere because the country will be plunged into chaos. And it feels like we're already there because the Prime Minister,
Was it this guy? And he went walking? Because with this woman I cannot see anything.
So as I was mentioning, for all of us, immediate
Reeves, Lammy, Jones. Darren Jones.
I was trying to figure out who.
Yeah, me too.
Prime Minister's allies say, look, this is not the time to challenge the leader.
Should the Prime Minister resign, Minister? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Will you ask the Prime Minister to step down, Minister?
I expect they're all going to be very tight.
Alexander, someone Alexander.
coming from all
No. Not very prominent though. Douglas Alexander, yeah.
Pointing the finger at the Health Secretary, but I was talking to one of the Health Secretary's key allies this morning. He said that's categorically not true.
That's right, Sarah.
West Street has not anybody to go over for him.
Journalists, camera operators,
resigned last night. And he said, look,
doing the shouting.
West Street has been honest. He's told the Prime Minister some time ago that he won't launch a challenge. But if the Prime Minister's position becomes untenable, as it is,
I don't know how they done
that it is, he is ready. So he says, at least he's being honest. There's plenty of people that would like the Prime Minister's job. She has seemed to fall behind anti-Berlin. She said twice in the last couple of days that this should never have been blocked. The trouble is, he isn't here. Things could very well run away. And it is just quite frustrating. Labour don't do this. Labour don't get Prime Ministers very often, and they don't get rid of them, so we are in uncharted territory. Except for the fact
we do not know what
feels
Keir
like
Starmer is going
I don't want to do it now, but one of the things I'm going to do a video for music because it's so funny to see all of the people here.
About 100.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a feeling of deja vu being here on other days like this, and here we are again. And also, when I got here at 5:30 this morning, all the streets are closed because it's the King's speech tomorrow, laying out the government's legislative agenda for a marching band at 5:30 on St James's.
This poor guy came.
And here we are, and we don't know whether the Prime Minister today will decide to announce that he's going to set a timetable to go, or whether he will be carrying on. Let's see who comes out.
Should the Prime Minister resign, ministers? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Will you ask the Prime Minister to step down? Has the Prime Minister lost confidence in the Cabinet? Should he fight on, ministers?
Smiles, all very
How allegiances
and
kind of
the mood is very bleak
over the course of this week, because it is widely expected if, let's stress again,
he's doing that Nigel Farage and Reform ran on the platform vote for get Keir Starmer out. Some in Labour are saying, what are we doing? We're literally gifting this.
ultimately ends up back.
By lunchtime, it's possible that the ship is steadied, we get to the King's speech, but it does feel at the moment like the Prime Minister's days are numbered, and who replaces him, deeply, deeply unclear.
How long on this? Yep. Yep.
But it feels pretty much like it's unstoppable. That's what a lot of senior people.
I mean, look, potentially, we really don't know what's going to happen. And I think, let's stress, there are a lot of cabinet ministers who do still think the Prime Minister is the man for the job and should fight on. Two of the first cabinet ministers we saw go in for this meeting were David Lammy,
I feel
the
at
Deputy
this
Prime
point that
Minister,
you really couldn't make
Lord
this up
Herman,
if
Richard
you were
Herman, the
writing
Attorney
a
General.
plot for
Well,
some
David Lammy was in there
drama.
yesterday.
It would almost
And
seem
while he did discuss
too
with the
ridiculous
Prime Minister, we understand
to be true.
political
Now, we
bickering that he
always
finds himself
knew
in.
that the local elections and the elections in Wales and Scotland were going to be the point of maximum danger for the Prime Minister, but I think the feeling was that probably Labour wouldn't move because there was no agreement on who would take his place. Whatever happened to look before you leave. Now, we had Catherine West, that backbench MP, saying to the Cabinet the other day, get your act together and move against him or I will. She then said she hadn't even looked at the rules. Then she sent out a letter yesterday calling for a transition in September. Then she went, oh, actually, that was a typo, and then by September. It is a picture of chaos. The markets are not liking this. Borrowing is getting more expensive, and who is running the country? We have a country that since the financial crisis, we haven't had the growth. Public services are not good. We're paying more tax than ever. People feel that things are not working. They voted for change with Labour. Less than 2 years on, people are thinking, you haven't brought the change.
There's two pieces of code
applied in Wales. Is the country increasingly becoming
among the 17 Labour MPs
It's such a mess, and there's no clear way out. There's no clear good options at this point.
orderly transition. Said they want a swift transition. Generally speaking, those who call for an orderly transition, Andy Burnham doesn't see Keir Starmer, and those who want a swift transition want Wes Streeting to succeed Keir Starmer. The crucial point being, as you say, Andy Burnham is the Mayor of Greater Manchester. He's actually twice tried, failed to become Labour leader in 2010 and 2015. But he is not currently a Member of Parliament. He left Westminster to become Mayor of Greater Manchester back in 2017. Andy Burnham would have to find an MP willing to give up their seat. He would then have to get
I think it would be
selected to be the mayor
incredibly
candidate.
embarrassing for the King reading out an agenda which is likely to be null and void, because whoever comes in they are going to want to change things, aren't they? If it's Andy Burnham, he's got all sorts of plans that will involve a lot more spending. He previously said don't worry about the bond market. So I think, like Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer, absolutely have to worry about the bond market because the cost of borrowing is $100 billion a year just on the debt increase. It's not in a good place. Angela Rayner, what she did, Ed Miliband, what would he do? He apparently doesn't want to it's got to happen last week. We cannot get back. And again, if we're treating there will be a large furious feeling that this has been some sort of stitch-up. There's no guarantee that West Treating will be allowed to remain in power before the next election. So for a party, we heard, didn't we, the grown-ups are back in charge. I was looking at the speech that Keir Starmer made when the general election was announced. I was in the room.
Should the Prime Minister resign, Minister? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Has the Prime Minister lost the dressing room, Minister?
Labour Party arriving again, no comment yes, on the cameras, and they're very good of smiling or Peter Kyle we don't exist. Smiles for cameras yesterday a very Prime Minister, very different, very good pressure and West Street
sadness, real sadness in the and there is a lot of
my eyes
what do we do? Do we just keep getting rid of Prime Minister every year or quickly enough? I think today we will take careful and really wishful. We don't.
And it is really uncomfortable. And it also speaks to, I think, one of the big questions that hangs over this question of leadership. For those Labour MPs who want to change it, some of them
I'm not fitting it, honestly, I'm not.
To get to this point. I think it was very interesting what Jonathan Hinder, All MP, said last night. He said that the Prime Minister had never
it's like doorstepping, right?
So well cross with the Tories. Now look, the Prime Minister did make the Labour Party not scary as people like it had been under Jeremy Corbyn, but actually they got this big majority, but wafer thin. They actually got about 500,000 less votes than Jeremy Corbyn got back in 2019 when they had the worst results since 1935. So it's where those results get farther. But I would say, so nearly a year ago was the Hague summit, the NATO summit, where I first asked the Prime Minister, is he confident of leading Labour into the next general election? The reason I asked that was to do with welfare rebellion and absolute fiasco. They wanted to take £5 million from the welfare bill, and there was a big rebellion by enough of the MPs who just said no. At that point, Labour MPs realised that if enough of them didn't like something, simply stop it happening. And I felt that at that point, the Prime Minister's authority seriously began to drain away. And we have seen so many returns. I've lost count, to be honest, maybe 16. So there are two the government has been blown around, and you would have thought with a big majority that they could have done whatever they wanted. The reality is that the majority is so good there were not enough jobs in the MPs being taken, so lots of MPs will lose their seats for next election.
When they came to power a couple of years ago,
staggering, and I think the Labour Party argued at the general election that it was a feature of concern.
My feet are cold.
go with what the consensus is, then we might start to see cabinet resignations, maybe not today, but maybe after the maybe or down the line. True things.
Well done. Impressive.
He gave an interview just at the weekend saying election and the 10 years of national renewal. It's impossible to say. He's pretty tough. He's pretty ruthless. He came in, he managed to transform the Labour Party, or so we thought. But since he's come in, he seems to have been blown around as the repeated churn in number 10. So many chiefs of staff, heads of communications. We've had the Peter Mandelson debacle, and it does feel still that all he says is here to work with people. It's not quite clear still what the Prime Minister believes, what he doesn't believe. He says something at one point, then down the line he says something different. To give you an example, on the two-child benefit cap, the government came in adamant that it was not affordable to lift the two-child benefit cap, and there was a rebellion over that, and the Labour Party took the whip off a whole load of Labour MPs who rebelled. Fast forward a year or so, and they decide that they will be able to afford it, even though the economic picture is still really, really bleak. And now they're championing that as one of their greatest achievements. So there is a lack of consistency. And someone getting out of the car. Apologies, I'm a bit distracted. I see all the cameras move. Oh, someone is about to come out through the Foreign Office. Let's see who it is. Basically, people come up the street from Downing Street, what I can see, or they come through just behind the cameras.
Should the Prime Minister resign, Minister? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Will you ask the Prime Minister to step down? Has the Prime Minister lost the confidence of the Cabinet?
Steve Reid, again smiling, but he is one of his coming.
Should the Prime Minister resign, Minister? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Should he fight on, Minister? Should the Prime Minister resign?
Noisy Downing Street. Just a couple more ministers arrive. It's been
Two of the Prime Minister's loyalists. We know that Steve Reid, the Housing Secretary, was talking to the Prime Minister last night and urging him to hang on. Lord Hermer, the Attorney General, also a key supporter of the Prime Minister. And Pat McFadden has been as well. He's been wheeled out on so many morning rounds, safe on broadcast, but even he, in the last couple of weeks, has started to seem like it's becoming harder for him to keep insisting that all is well. All is very clearly not well. But the problem is, what does Labour do now? What they are doing.
It's round there.
Someone is coming.
Should the Prime Minister resign, Minister? Is it over for Keir Starmer, Minister? Should he fight on, Minister?
We are waiting.
There's one coming down that way.
Which one? It's Joe Stevens. Should the Prime Minister resign, Minister? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Has Keir Starmer failed Wales, Minister? Should he fight on?
So,
I think the shouting out has
we have
fallen to one individual in the media camp here, as we all look around and don't.
yes, well, we don't know about John Healey. There are mixed reports. What John Healey said, what Yvette Cooper said last night as well. But we've got some breaking news. Yata Fazula has resigned government minister of
very, very soon.
PPS's last night, some junior aides on the government ranks, and you just wonder, yesterday I found it almost impossible to keep up with the number of cases for the Prime Minister to go. I think we're really 80 now. When I got home, and I woke up and it was absolute chaos. And it does feel like things are moving very, very fast. As Boris Johnson said, when the herd has moved it's not a stampede yet. Remember with Boris Johnson.
Should the Prime Minister resign, Minister? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Will you ask the Prime Minister to step down? Where's Streeting? Do you want to be Prime Minister? Where's Streeting? Are you measuring the curtains? Do you want the case to number 10, Mr. Streeting?
A card.
Could be Shabana Mahmood.
2 cards.
No, the one who just came. This is one who just came, just came. There's a woman just.
West Streeting and the woman.
That's Streeting. Yeah, just came here. Thank you.
John Healey. John Healey.
10 minutes ago, 8 minutes ago, to be precise, she was a minister.
Should the Prime Minister resign, Mr. Healey?
No longer.
Is it over for Keir Starmer? Will you ask the Prime Minister to resign, Mr. Healey? Do you have confidence in the Prime Minister? Should he fight on, Minister?
The weight of the meeting that is about to take place, where Streeting walked in, through a of noise from everybody.
Should the Prime Minister resign, Mr. Miliband? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Will you ask the Keir Starmer to step down, Mr. Miliband?
And that, I think, is interesting and a little bit surprising. The resignations which came from the junior ranks yesterday were generally seen as coming from allies of West Streeting, the health sector, the right of That's not when the active So I am very struck that she has written this resignation letter saying, while progress has been made, we have not acted with the vision, taste and ambition which our mandate could shape demands of us, nor have we governed as a Labour Party clear about our values and strong in our convictions. Talks about mistakes and fuel payment.
Yeah, John Healey.
Okay, good now.
Thank you.
She says the message on the doorstep was clear.
It's only 5 minutes they've got to be in. They've got all be in 5 minutes. It's 9:30 starts and so. I haven't seen Shabana Mahmood or Yvette Cooper.
I think that does.
Right.
There were like 4 or 5 cars that they went through there. So, and one was John Healey, that is the one that
Yeah.
So I think that's it.
Some of them are hiding. Bridget Phillipson as well. There's another one. I haven't seen Lisa Nandi either. No.
Maybe they went around with the car. Because it's been like 5 or 6.
has resigned.
So
That'll be easier. I can't see it. Fine. Perfect.
in the next few minutes. Stay with us here on BBC News.
Thank you very much. Very kind.
We'll switch back to channel now. I think.
Is that breakfast done?
This will be great for departures.
Catherine.
Have you got all the briefs, Anita?
Is Henry going to do chat? That's her during. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anita, can you do
the camera, that's back on perfect. Still got safety in the shot.
I'm going to take a picture of Catherine from there. I think it's a great shot. Catherine? I'll send you the picture. No, I'm saying I'm taking a picture of you and sending you it. More or less.
Yes, welcome to Downing Street, and it feels absolutely chaotic here. We've got well over 100 press. It feels like an enormous day, and in the last few minutes we've had, yes, the cabinet arriving, but the first ministerial resignation from Miata Fumbele, the MP for Peckham. She is Junior Minister for Devolution, Faith and Communities, and she's written to the Prime Minister saying that she's proud of all that's been achieved, but she's saying the country faces enormous challenges and people are crying out for the scale of change that this requires. The public does not believe that you can leave.
Yep.
Then she said, therefore, I urge you to do the right thing for the country and the party and set a
Okay, Heidi Alexander.
Yes, she's there.
Okay.
so that a new
Okay. No, James Murray, yeah. Got to walk at a pace, haven't I? Should the Prime Minister resign, Ministers? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Will you ask the Prime Minister to step down, Ministers? Do you have confidence in the Prime Minister? Should the Prime Minister fight on, Ministers?
Yeah, booming voice, mate.
Thank you. Honest and saying that he's ready to mount a challenge if the Prime Minister can't stay.
Well spotted.
Maybe someone else, like 1 or 2.
It's 9:30, so they're late, if it is.
And it's their only job. But only on their website.
Ah, right. Fair enough, yeah.
They got the skills today.
What, sorry? Yes. I've never seen so much equipment. It's cameras.
That's what we were saying earlier, like, what they might think when we
Miles.
Yes, Mariah and Heidi,
Let me just bring you breaking news because we are hearing for Pekka, the minister has resigned.
John some PPSs last night, some junior aides on the government rank, and it does feel like things are moving. Remember when Boris Johnson
I think so, Lucia.
for that, but it's possible that the legislative agenda that the King
Bless you.
outlines tomorrow may quickly become obsolete, depending on what happens in that building behind you.
Deliberately done it just before this happened. Let's be clear about it. Just to give you a flavour of some of the things that said. She has said we have not acted with the vision, haste and ambition that our candidates have demands of us, nor has it governed the Labour Party. We're clear about our values and strong in our applications, including transition so that we can deliver change. Let me just give you a bit of biographical information and then why this is really true. Biographical information, the MP for Peckham since 2024, an economist who was seen as a real rising star when she came into Parliament. Why this really matters is that Yasser Fambullah is not on the right of the Labour Party. There was a claim yesterday sworn out by some of the Labour Party resigning from junior positions, parliamentary private and so on. But they were generally allied with West Street. That's not where Yasser Fambullah comes from. If there is one senior minister she's most closely aligned with, it's Ed Miliband on the so-called soft left of the Labour Party. This suggests to me that multiple factions, multiple wings of the Labour Party are now converging publicly in the view that Keir Starmer must go soon.
He has said to the Prime Minister he will not be executive, but if the Prime Minister's position is untenable, he's ready to go. But look, we don't know what...
Exactly right. And also, it is getting more senior. Parliamentary Private Secretary resigned yesterday. That's a big deal for a Prime Minister. But when I talk about that on the BBC, I need to explain what Parliamentary Private Secretary is, right? Because it is a niche Westminster thing. A junior minister, well, we all know what a government is. So he's getting more senior. And that is going to feel uncomfortable for the Prime Minister. He knows that that's because, of course, she resigned just as this crunch cabinet meeting is beginning. We've seen, as you were describing, almost all the cabinet, well, no, all of the cabinet by this point, arrive in Downing Street for this meeting. Allegedly, the agenda is the response to the situation in the Middle East. I think we all know that what has touched most of the ministers' minds is the situation in Sudan.
This is really extractive. Already in a difficult world, dangerous world,
The people in number 10, they feel incredibly sad. We say, look, the Prime Minister is a decent man, but it feels like the herd.
It's important to reflect that there are a lot of
Labour MPs feel that this is frankly mad. Nobody knows what comes next. Andy Burnham, maybe doesn't have time. Angela Rayner, she still owes £100,000. It's stamp duty. We know that investigation still going on. Ed Miliband, key character, is a or somebody else who might throw his hat into the ring. We don't know where it's going. All before that orderly transition, there is no agreement on
what might happen.
Did you get everything you needed?
Yeah.
Good man. You're a legend. Thank you very much. Top man. Thank you, Lewis. Cheers.
But for a year now, his authority has been hanging by a thread, really since that welfare event. He tried to make cuts to welfare spending, actually really slowly increasing welfare spending. In her resignation, so it's looking very clearly, that is a massive part of it. But they disagree on what the timetable should be. They disagree on what the timetable
Prime Minister, and we have to do it now. The trouble is, look before you leap. We don't know what follows. Nobody knows what follows. And the Prime Minister, well, let's see. I mean, he was adamant yesterday that he wasn't going anywhere, that he's not going to plunge the country into chaos, but it feels like the chaos is already here, and it feels like...
Yes, they are. They are indeed.
Good. You can go to the toilet and breathe.
Yes. We should have heaters. I would like a heater and a coffee machine and all of that. Of course, I'm delusional, but I like it. Get some good snaps. Be enough? Is that a light? No, it's just a... All right, okay. So you guys... Yeah, it's just... Earlier, the light was quite bright, wasn't it? So it was, yeah. Of course.
Thank you.
That's bad. Telecom.
No, I think it makes sense.
The Prime Minister would try and sack them and replace them with others, or just say no. Sorry.
Well, that's a good question.
Process which we became so weary familiar.
Any blankets for any?
Actually, we should install, you know, like a cafes
Yes,
outside.
yes.
Radiators.
I'll sign up.
And maybe attach one to the listed.
I'm from the
That would
north.
be your legacy. Can you do that for us? I'm trying to make lots of
You see, I've done that 20 years, so. Thank you, Freddie.
It's all just like tucking together.
Which is more Europe. I mean, that's
This is happening, the shouting is happening around us for a reason. Otherwise, foreign costs are going to go up. It's going to
working class communities, much of the country has been struggling for a very long time to keep back to this financial crisis. And before, that's why so many of them voted for
everyone tries to really when they make it today, this is one of those lines I think that's generally the vibe of some people in Reform and Conservatives. I mean, not necessarily that they can mistake the Labour Party's point of view to get rid of Keir Starmer, but they're enjoying the Labour Party's chaos and internal divisions because that's what opposition parties do. Because I remember Labour politicians, some of them who are in that building right now around the cabinet table, happily telling me how cock-a-doop they were when the Conservative Party had its moments like this. But look, I think there is more of an open question over whether, in the medium term, actually some of the Labour Party's accolades might be frustrated. The Labour Party is getting rid of Keir Starmer. Reform UK ran a national campaign saying vote reform, get Starmer in. They saw him as a great asset to them in this election. They did pretty well. So I think it's kind of I assume so. We had in the past in other political parties, but also we saw yesterday when one parliamentary taken the microphone to run down and Yaffle resigned, they were followed by several others in what appeared to be roughly coordinated. I'd be surprised if they I'm going to go number 9. Especially if Sir Keir Starmer emerges from that cabinet meeting, doesn't at least set a timetable for change.
Correspondent. Yes, so I will be back very shortly when I'll be joined by 2 Labour MPs for their thoughts on this crucial meeting that's taking place and what they think should happen next. But right now, around the world and across the UK, this is BBC News. Thank you, that was a really good chat. Taking lots of time to do that, that's good. Cheers. I'm just going to quickly check. I feel like I've got something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, how long have I got?
Sure. Yeah.
I thought I got something stuck to my eye. You can see the pollen floating around here.
Yeah. Put it down where she was. She doesn't want excuses.
Emer, if there's anything urgent here or anything coming up, will you wave your phone at me so I'll know to look? Yeah? Hello and welcome back to Downing Street, where that cabinet meeting is getting underway, that crucial cabinet meeting for Sir Keir Starmer, with the Telegraph newspaper suggesting that 6 cabinet ministers are going to be asking him to set out a timetable to resign. And just before that meeting got underway, we heard the news, and timing is everything, that the Communities Minister, Miata Kandola, announced her resignation from that position and called on the Prime Minister to set out a timetable to go. So for that to happen, no coincidence with the timing, I'm sure, just before that Cabinet Minister got underway, is clearly very damaging for the Prime Minister. She is the first Minister to resign her position, calling on the Prime Minister to go. Well, much to talk about. Joining me now are 2 Labour MPs, Toby Perkins, who is the Labour MP for Chesterfield, and Paulette Hamilton, who is the member for Birmingham Erdington. Thank you both so much for joining us for BBC News today as this cabinet meeting is taking place. Behind me here in number 10, everything at stake really for the Prime Minister, his political career, his leadership of the party and the government. Toby, you are supportive of Keir Starmer. Do you think, given everything that's happened over the last 24 hours, that he can stay on?
I've got this is Green Line, this is the Prime Minister at the top of the cabinet. As I said yesterday, I take responsibility for this election. I take responsibility for change passport change has
Toby. Toby, I'm so sorry. I'm going to Toby. Toby Perkins MP. I do apologise. I'm going to interrupt you just for a moment. Henry Zephyr, our chief political correspondent, is still with us here, and he wants to bring us some breaking news. Henry.
I have some words that the Prime Minister said at this Cabinet meeting, which is unfolding right now. This is how he began the meeting. As I said yesterday, I take responsibility for these election results, and I take responsibility for delivering the change we promised. The past 48 hours have been destabilising for government, and that has a real economic cost for our country and for families. The Labour Party has a process for challenging a leader, and that has not been triggered. The country expects us to get on with governing. That is what I am doing, and what we must do as a cabinet. Anita, that is Keir Starmer saying to the cabinet, and then through us, to Labour MPs, come and have a go if you think you're hard. He is saying we don't have a situation of no confidence letters. He's saying if you want to get rid of me, 81 of you need to back an alternative candidate, and they will have to fight me with the Labour Party membership. That is the message, and it is a tough message that the Prime Minister is trying to convey this month.
Fighting talk, and I was talking earlier about the choice of the store, about whether he should go or whether he should stay, and those who want him to stay are really saying that this is very chaos, when so much attention needs to be paid to the economy, because of the etc. To change the leader now would be damaging, so he is leaning into that argument.
He is, and that was not a given the amount of pressures the Prime Minister has come under, including from his Home Secretary, Shabana Mansour, last night, from more than 70 MPs publicly. I mean, I think really this is a message directed, in terms of that Cabinet meeting, given it was delivered at the Cabinet table, one person. Wes Streeting, the health secretary. We know, and the Prime Minister has known for some time, because Wes Streeting told him this 6 months ago to his face, that Wes Streeting has been ready, has been preparing, should a leadership election take place. This is the Prime Minister saying, I'm not triggering that leadership election by resigning, you're going to have to trigger it by resigning, you're going to have to trigger it by coming and coming for me. Two questions now. One, will Wes Streeting change his approach? Will he take the bait, essentially? Or will he try to confound that old political maxim that he who wields the knife never wears the crown? And two, how will Labour MPs respond to this? In response to Sir Keir Starmer's fighting talk, will there be more ministers who resign? More MPs who say the Prime Minister has to go? But even then, the Prime Minister's view seems to be, we're not the Conservative Party, no confidence letters are not part of our constitution, you're going to have to find a candidate and they're going to have to take it.
So, I'm sure he has a lot of information already about this, but it is quite the response.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'd have been saying that anyway. He may not even know that Miatta Van Buller resigned, but yes, absolutely, and it will be fascinating to see whether more ministers resign. Of course, what we also can't know is how the Cabinet responded to those words. And funnily enough, I don't think Downing Street are going to be circulating the responses of the Cabinet Ministers in the same way they've circulated what the Prime Minister said at the start of the meeting. So that's going to be a reporting job that we will do over the course of the morning. But look, I mean, I don't know whether a Cabinet Minister right now is responding by saying to the Prime Minister, you've got it wrong, you've got to go. I don't know whether they're all doing that weird political thing and banging the table in support of him. Who knows, Anita? It is fascinating.
It is, Henry, from a psychological perspective, this is the Prime Minister trying to head off any waverers, any doubters, any members of the Cabinet who are thinking, I'm not quite sure I'm going to be this way, I might be leaning the other way. This is the trying to say, don't lie, and
yeah, absolutely right. And of course, sorry, it's a bad day for AP sufferers as well as for Keir Starmer. But the risk for the Prime Minister in this approach is that Cabinet Ministers who might have been wavering, might have actually been trying to sit this one out, now have to make a call either way. But the Prime Minister is putting the onus on somebody here, maybe West Street, maybe someone else, to actually force this matter. And that is a power that he has under the Labour Party rule. So it will be fascinating to see whether anyone rises to the challenge that he insists on.
Okay, Henry, could you recap for us
I'm just going to read it again. I think that's the easiest thing to do. These are direct quotes, according to Downing Street. The Prime Minister said at the start of the cabinet meeting, he said this: "As I said yesterday, I take responsibility for these election results, and I take responsibility for delivering the change we promised. For the past 48 hours have been destabilising for government, and that has a real economic cost for the country and for families. The Labour Party has a process of challenging a leader, and that has not been true. The country expects us to get on with governing. That is what I'm doing. We must do as a team."
Okay, Henry, stay with us. Thank you very much. I'm going to return to our guests, Labour MPs, Toby Perkins, Labour MP for Chesterfield, Paulette Hamilton, MP for Birmingham Erdington. And thank you both very much for your patience. Apologies for delaying speaking to you. I just want to get your immediate reaction to what the Prime Minister has said. I hope you were able to hear that. Toby Perkins first. Well, would you manage to? They want to come to me now, and Ollie's gone to the loo. And Paulette Hamilton, the same question to you. Your reaction to what the Prime Minister has said, to what your Labour colleague Toby Perkins has just said.
Well, this is what his office agrees with about, apparently. Yeah, I'm just going to get myself right now.
It's not connected. It's not connected. It's not connected. You need to connect it to the IoT.
You're going to have to project a bit more.
It's like Gobby. Gobby number 2.
There is a difference between Gobby and this young man here. All right, love. How's it going? Yeah.
Celsius.
He was from somewhere south of London. He sounded a bit like
asked me because they want to clear it down.
No, he does. He did, rather. He did.
Paulette, do you think
I set it up.
the eve of the King's speech when the Labour government is due to set up its next to bring in that this would be less stabilising? Keir Starmer has set out the time they wanted to go. That to say, he's staying on.
Take the focus in case they are joining.
Was it yesterday?
Paulette, I just need to sorry, yes, we're almost out of time to allow Toby to come in. Paulette suggests that Keir Starmer is just not the right individual to lead the party forward, to lead the government forward. Very briefly, for 30 seconds.
Yeah, they did last.
Okay, and that is, it seems, a message from the Prime Minister today as he started that cabinet meeting. Toby Perkins and Paulette Hamilton, Labour MPs, thank you so much for joining us here on BBC News. So yes, that cabinet meeting, crucial cabinet meeting is underway in Downing Street behind me. The Prime Minister opened with the statement in which he was very clear he wanted to fight on essentially a challenge to members of the cabinet to back him, and he is saying that he wants to avoid chaos. He is saying that if members of the party persist with this attempt to remove him from office or to ask him to set out a timetable to resign, that it will only bring more chaos to the voters, more chaos to the country. We will have all the latest for you here. So do stay with us on BBC News. To Downing Street, the cabinet meeting behind me, an absolutely critical meeting for the Prime Minister, but some words have been breathed out to us to the effect that the Prime Minister says he's going nowhere. So apparently he will be telling the meeting, as I said yesterday, I take responsibility for these election results and I take responsibility for delivering the change that was promised. The past 48 hours have been destabilising the government, and that has a real economic cost for our country and for families. The Labour Party has a process for challenging a leader, and that has not been triggered. The country expects us to get on with governing. That is what I am doing, and what we need to do as a cabinet. So that is the message from the Prime Minister to the cabinet. Will they listen? We know that Siobhan Mahmood and some others have asked for him to set out a timetable to leave, but we know that others, Steve Reid, the Housing Secretary, Lord Herman, the Attorney General, David Lammy, the Justice Secretary, are saying, no, you mustn't go, you need to stand firm. And of course, the Prime Minister is saying he doesn't want to go because he doesn't want to plunge the country into chaos. And we're already seeing some chaos because the financial market is open, the stock market is down, bond yields are up, as Keir Johnson used to run the IFS said. Borrowing has gone more expensive for all of us, and that is very depressing. This is all coming at a time where the economy is not in a good place, where the war in Iran is sending our bills rocketing. That situation is likely to get dramatically worse in the coming months, even if the Strait of Hormuz is reopened, which is not going to happen anytime soon. Let's face it, there's a war in Ukraine, there's global instability, we're living in a dangerous world. The Prime Minister's argument is we need stability. This is not the time to indulge in a civil war. But look, we've also hit that symbolic threshold of 81 Labour MPs openly calling for the Prime Minister to go. That is 1/5 of the parliamentary Labour Party. So I think that is significant. But then again, it hasn't actually triggered a protest yet. Will somebody in that building behind me decide to start that protest? Wes Streeting, lots of colleagues very cross with him behind it, but his allies told me this morning he's absolutely not asked anybody to go over the top at all, but he's one of many people I think that would like the Prime Minister's job. Indeed.
Can you tell me what's coming before the tea then?
Welcome to Downing Street. We are live here and this is BBC News. So Keir Starmer tells his
the Prime Minister saying he's not going anywhere. In the end, it might be a decision that is taken from him.
The Prime Minister also says the process for challenging the Labour leader has not been triggered at the meeting with his top team. So as the Prime Minister fights for his future and faces off with his cabinet here in Downing Street, we'll continue with our live coverage on BBC News. Responsibility for the results, but that the process for challenging a leader hasn't been triggered, and as a result, he says he will get on with governing. So as that meeting got underway, the first government minister resigned her post, a really interesting piece of timing. In a post on X, Nihat Van Buller, Communities Minister, told the Prime Minister, "Our country faces enormous challenges and people are crying out for the scale of change that this requires." She went on, "The public does not believe that you can lead this change, and nor do I. Our faith and communities." She joins 72 other Labour MPs to publicly urge Sir Keir Starmer to go now or to set out a timetable for Labour's march. We don't know yet how the Prime Minister's message was received by his cabinet. We do know that there is a split in the room. Among the ministers calling for him to set out a schedule, a timetable for his resignation. Well, now is our beautiful Chris Mason. Chris,
No, because when they go now, she say yes, he can do it. I mean, until they are looking for it, doesn't matter. It's up to her. They need to understand.
Hello?
Great question. Yeah. And the back door. Yeah, the bag probably live today. Given that the habit of resignation, if not, someone's going to pull down
Well, yes, when the herd is moving, for instance, that the herd is moving, at the moment the Prime Minister is standing there and saying, "I am not going anywhere." So he has the word brief that he has told his cabinet, saying that he takes responsibility for delivering the change that he promised, and saying that the last 48 hours have been destabilising for the government and that it has an economic cost for our country and for families. We've seen that already when the markets opened this morning. The cost of borrowing has gone higher, the stock market is falling, not likely instability, and our economic position is already pretty bleak at the moment. So I think everything hangs now on what happens in the cabinet meetings taking place right now. We've got 81 MPs now trying to call for the Prime Minister to go. That's the fifth Parliament in the Labour Party. That is significant. That's the number needed for a challenge. But the thing is, there is no unity around who is the right person to take the Prime Minister's place. We've also got the fact that the King's speech is tomorrow. We've got troops parading at 5:30 in the morning. The King is going to set out the government's legislative agenda. Is this really the time to push a Prime Minister out now? What will hang on what is said in the meeting and how many of the cabinet say that they think it's time to go. We know that Siobhan Hughes has said that. We know that Ed Miliband has previously said that. We know that others like Lord Turner, like David Lammy, like Steve Wood are saying that we should move on. Darren Jones, who's one of the BNP allies in North Parliament, he was saying, I can't get ahead of any decisions that we might make. But he also said that the majority of ministers need sitting behind the Prime Minister. So frankly, I have no idea what happens now. Nor does there anybody else, not even the Prime Minister. I mean, he might as well to resign from the Parliament. We don't know what happens. It feels like when he goes, but if he does so, he's got no idea who might replace him. Andy Burnham, the favourite, doesn't have a seat. Angela Rayner is still able to do here 45 months in sanctuary. There's still an investigation going on. Ed Miliband, well, apparently he didn't want it, but they might have a reason. We don't know where this ends, and this all comes at a time of great geopolitical uncertainty, economic instability. Who knows where we will be in Parliament.
Which is the leaders who does not have a mandate from the country, where is that instability of whatever.
Microphone. Oh, you have those?
Yeah, never knew. So they make me.
You see her? I'll be a gentleman, but you like the bar.
No, because I cannot proper do the camera stuff. But thank you though.
Hello, thank you for those times. Checking, because sometime earlier, we also had a line at 10:45. And I just want to know, I'm going to nip off now, so I've just got to and I'll come straight back. But would you mind just checking the time we've got? Do I have a 10:45? Oh, that's fine. In that case, I'm going to go now quickly to Blue and grab coffee, but I'll be back by like. Okay. All right. Thanks so much. You too. Thanks. Bye.
But this country is worse than in Spain, eh? Much worse. Yeah. But much worse.
Yeah,
Just we can now be escorted to the toilet and whatnot.
Oh, that's nice of them.
And there is something in there beyond the self-serving position of the which is the market.
Yeah, it's good.
And pushing more constructive process is long. However, the counter argument has political idea. It's going to go through the business. At the very least, that government policy theory. We had the money looking at the full breadth of the voting rather than putting somebody in and that gets there's a lot of diary rearranging around the reality at the moment is so many times that people might have to look at what we're going to do and that's kind of where we are. The future will
You were prepared.
I was completely on the sun on my eyes. Not all the sun is good.
I wanted to eat.
I'm happy with the sun.
I want to send the present.
Yeah.
Forget these lives.
I think it's actually absurd that if you were to walk the half a mile here and Parliament down the road, you see the absurdity of what all the roads are going
to be in the back.
Why is the carriage the sovereign will open Parliament, the state open Parliament year or so for a session when they're getting to sets out to build this legislation populated by the words my government. Well, which government? Led by who? That is a live question right now. Who will be around to lead the government to implement that legislation? That is totally live question. Which is
apparently, as we're looking back at now, this is not instability and consequences. Yes, we're showing that now to we're in the shop. Elected us less than 2 years ago. We must unite.
No, they don't all meet from the same place. They come on the or groups come down from the
But the rest, even if there are more people there, you're going to feel like
yeah, we have a rearguard action authentically articulated, but also get to the views of the citizen. Many of them are deeply unpopular. They don't want to watch it. They can see how it looks. They can see how when they're on the doorstep about and that includes, by the way, some of those who will come to a reluctance that the Prime Minister wants to go. They've waited up in the last few days. I'm talking to one of those who was on the 70, 80 odd who were saying, that's the reality of the kind of person who follows no way to language.
In the city of London, Chancellor or indeed anyone else, that is probably
I mean, it is a bit soul-destroying. Yeah.
And a Chancellor who's been in for the best part of the last 2 years. Yeah, I've got a that desire fiscal knowing that political turbulence
Downing Street, so that cabinet meeting continuing behind me. We saw that the Prime Minister threw down the gauntlet at the start of that meeting with his short statement to his colleagues there in Cabinet, urging them not to plunge the UK into chaos effectively. That was the gist of what he was saying. We had a spokesman from the Housing Secretary, Steve Reid, as the meeting was apparently taking place, saying this is not a game, warning against instability, urging the party to back the Prime Minister, and at the same time we're hearing that the number of MPs calling on the Prime Minister to go to set up a timetable for his departure has picked up slightly, now standing at 78, so approaching a quarter of the party's parliamentary body. We will be back here very shortly with you in Downing Street, or very late right now, a short break around the world. And across the UK, this is BBC News. That's very helpful. Yes, and I'm also happy about the Did you catch that? I've got Henry back with me as well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, hang on. Okay, we're going to move you both that way.
Hello and welcome back to Downing Street, which is going to be the scene of a really consequential day for politics in the UK, one way or another. The Cabinet is having a meeting right now as they debate the future of the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, but he threw down the gauntlet at the start of that meeting and said that he was determined to fight on, basically saying that to do otherwise, to change the leadership at this point, would be hugely chaotic for the country, and that he had a job to do that he wanted to get on with. At the same time, as that cabinet meeting was getting underway, we saw the first ministerial resignation. Bianta Nyambola, the Communities Minister, calling on the Prime Minister to set out a timetable to go, and the number of MPs calling him to do that has ticked up ever so slightly over the course of the last hour, so from 72 to 78. But then in the cabinet meeting itself, you had the Housing Secretary writing a post on social media saying that it would be essentially ridiculous for the party to try to change leadership, and that it would only deliver instability. So that is a broad overview of what's been happening in the last hour or so. We just don't know what the cabinet is going to do after this. Many of them likely will follow without having fully made up their minds, without fully having arrived at a position what they want the Prime Minister to do. But we do know that Shabana Mahmood, the Secretary, because she said this yesterday, wants the Prime Minister to set out a schedule for his departure. So he is in there really fighting for his leadership, the leadership of the party, the government, the UK right now, and trying to persuade those cabinet ministers around the table to back him. Let's just show you some of those ministers arriving a little earlier today in Downing Street for that meeting, which is now underway. Each new arrival was greeted with a similar question from all of us waiting journalists here. So take a listen.
Well, it's on time, isn't it? We used to go in.
Well, in that post from Steve Reid, the Housing Secretary, apparently while the cabinet meeting was taking place, he said the instability that all of this debate over the Prime Minister's future is causing has real consequences, he said, for people's lives. And one of the things that we're looking at today is how the markets are reacting to all of this, because we know that the markets do not like instability. And joining us now is Ramzan Kamali from BBC Business. So Ramzan, tell us, how are the markets reacting to what's happening here in politics in the UK?
Oh yeah, see that, definitely. I've got a signal. He's like, hang on, helmet. I get I just called myself. No, he's no, he didn't. So I haven't done no. So we all have like fun. Did you get rejected? I lost it. What happened? No. Yeah. You get turned away. Why wouldn't they let you go? Too late. No.
Okay, Ramzan, thank you for that update on the market situation. Ramzan Kamali there for us, and our chief political correspondent Henry Zeffman is with me. Henry, we've got about a minute and a half.
The Prime Minister is saying to his party in general, and Wes Streeting, the Health Secretary in particular, put up or shut up. That's the phrase John Major used when his leadership was under strain, and that is where Keir Starmer is heading. He has essentially dared the cabinet to remove him, dared the Labour Party more generally to bring back his rival to this place. He's saying, look, it's all well and good. He's saying it's all well and good to have 70 or wherever we are now, approaching 80 Labour MPs saying they don't have confidence in him. That's not how Labour's rules work. They are going to have back rival candidates. Starmer is saying that in the knowledge that those who want for him to go are divided. Some of them want Andy Burnham, because they want the Labour Party to move to the left in some cases. Others want Wes Streeting instead. Okay, so it's not that even if somebody did decide to rise to that effect, that all of those 70, 80 MPs would back one candidate. Keir Starmer is fighting the same.
Well done, everybody.
Thank you.
Nolan.
Of course, yes. Please go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Please.
What about?
You're disappearing. Yep.
This is what I'm trying to
That
find
sounds
out.
good, Cameron. Yep, yep. Sounds good. Thank you.
No, I don't think so.
Hey, Joe.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
it's very easy.
So what do we need to do?
It's very good.
In a package? Would that be? Yeah. Let me tell.
Channel 2. Channel 2. 2.
Yeah. Can we say Sorry.
I hope so.
It's getting my throat.
Yeah.
I've got some eczema, yeah, I think we can talk about it. What does it do for that person or people? So we can talk about that.
Sure. Thank you. On the It's really subtle, isn't it? It's shove it. That green cable goes in that hole. No, leave it in that end. Just stick it in that end.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
But it's not an air yet, Richard.
No, just a frame shot.
Frame it, yeah. And then we can just relax a little bit. We'll be ready for lunchtime.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Thank you. That's it. Oh, sorry. So we don't want to... Where you are, please. In fact, you go that way, the time is starting. And just turn your knees. This is for the, when we do our... I've got Cindy with number 10.
To step down from their challenges to him, not all of the counter-viewers are opposing him. We heard from the Housing Secretary, Steve Reid, who during that meeting posted on social media urging the party to unite behind the Prime Minister, saying that
Perfect shot. Looks just really nice and straight and elevated.
How these cabinet ministers will react during that meeting. They can find that all the way position is. Obviously,
have you asked the Prime Minister to step down, Minister? Should the Prime Minister resign? Has anyone got the guts to challenge Keir Starmer? Is he now the Prime Minister in name only? Is he right to fight on, Steve Reid? Should he continue?
Steve Reid, the Housing Secretary, who I was just mentioning during that meeting, his support for the Prime Minister and
have you asked the Prime Minister to step down, Lisa Nandy? Should the Prime Minister resign? Has anyone got the guts to challenge Keir Starmer? Is it over for the Prime Minister? Should the Prime Minister resign, Ministers? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Has anyone got the guts to challenge Keir Starmer? Is the Prime Minister in name only? Should the Prime Minister resign, Bridget Phillipson? Is it over for Keir Starmer? You support the Prime Minister, basically.
It's hard to tell over your fucking shouting.
I did pause for a period, though.
Oh, that's very cool.
Well, you know.
You started shouting when he was answering the question.
Yeah. You've got to take your chance.
I can't tell because this guy was shouting.
I told you to stop. I told you to put the microphone because he was saying something.
Every time you try to talk to me now, I'm going to shout over.
Hey, go on. I'd like to see you beat me. You might, actually. You'll be giving us that yows from Dudley.
It's always the quiet one which is in the
You're more eloquent, though, Ollie.
My words hit harder.
I think you're a script.
Talk of politics, where's Catherine?
I'm not in charge of my headphones. I'm sure she'll know. I'm sure she Have you asked the Prime Minister to step down, Minister? Should the Prime Minister resign, Peter Kyle? Ed Miliband, should the Prime Minister resign? Have you asked the Prime Minister to step down? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Should the Prime Minister resign, Peter Kyle? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Liz Kendall, should the Prime Minister resign? Have you asked the Prime Minister to step down, Liz Kendall? Is it over for the Prime Minister? Should the Prime Minister resign, Pat McFadden? Is it over for Keir Starmer? Is he finished, Pat McFadden? Is he Prime Minister in name only, Pat McFadden? Is his time up? Is this the end, Pat McFadden? Is he right to fight on? Pat McFadden, is the Prime Minister delusional by carry on? Should he go, Pat McFadden?
First major on this side. No one else can hear, like, some BBC are saying it. Like, they're all, like, literally going... West Street and so on.
Peter Carl still back in the Prime Minister. We don't know what West Street has done, but thanks.
Yeah, he said the words. I'm not sure that he says nothing.
Makes us laugh, don't you, Charlie?
Yeah, so as far as
chuckling away.
That means nobody.
Dawson will come out of a little fat as well.
Actually formally go for it to run away to the As a recap, the Prime Minister's argument over the edge was that the leadership process has not been triggered. It doesn't matter how many MPs say they do or don't have confidence in this. 81 MPs are back. Right on campus. What's the vision from those
and I'll tell you how to put it back depending on what's happening tomorrow. Last night, left camera. So, might have to get no buy later. But the kit's all mainly 61.
Well, this is a rather different situation. These politicians want to tell us what is going on, and the Prime Minister is going on in the eyes of those from those so far. Look, some of them kept stood. Which close ally in the Atabambo.
Have you asked the Prime Minister to step down, Minister? Should the Prime Minister resign on it early? Is it over for Keir Starmer?
She's the chair of the Labour Party.
Yes, we've heard that from quite a few. We're getting on with the job. And I just wonder, put this in or should I put this in? On those.
I've been speaking to a lot of people over the course of this cabinet meeting, as everybody digests what the Prime Minister says. Supporters of West Street, opponents of West Street, people who just want to pull a pillowcase, put their head on a pillow and hope it all goes away. The whole spectrum of the Labour Party. A lot of them West Street
must be a mistake.
The assumption of loads of people, although this is denied by analysis by Street, is that some of the resignations yesterday, as parliamentary speakers, some of the emphasis in the management of the parliamentary notice are doing so because they want their We all know.
How many people have come out so far? Who has West?
I understand.
Well, yeah, well, you know, I'm not a human being.
Stand up. Does he end with diminished figure? That is actually one of the views, I think, of the Prime Minister's gambit today. And every
Where's one? Please, Steve, Pat?
No, I can't hear. To resign, I don't know. To tell him he's sorry. I mean, we really don't know. This is a
can't hear anything.
Fascinating.
Who are the one speaking? Steve Prince, Pat McFadden, and who else?
In the puzzle of this day that we were trying to have the pieces of me and work out what it actually means for Keir Starmer, for the Labour Party, for the government of the UK.
Did you share what they said? Well, yeah, Steve Prince was tweeting. No, I can't hear anything. Yes, I can hear you now. Sorry, I couldn't hear anything before.
This bit of the scrum, the clear indication I took from it.
Thank you.
Broadcast studios supporting the Prime Minister just yesterday morning. But Peter Hugg is Wes Street's best friend in politics, so that is quite a significant division between the intention if you don't know what Wes Street is. That's significant. We also have Peter Brink, close ally of the Prime Minister, posted on it.
Not like that, no.
Who else have we seen? We also got the right
I think he said, yeah, I'm pretty sure he said, you know, we're getting on with the job.
And Tony, the chair of the Labour Party,
Getting on with the job again.
Miliband didn't say anything. I certainly didn't hear
He did not say anything.
That's interesting. Potentially, it might not be that we're in a creative situation here where we go to Ed Miliband, the energy secretary. Nobody will need to be reminded, but I'm going to do it anyway. Former leader of the Labour Party from 2010 to 2015. He had to beat one Andy Turner. Ed Miliband, I mean, there's been reports in the past 3 weeks that Ed Miliband all these elections suggested that the line was Miliband is not going to go straight so we would want to give him out any for the close ministerial ally this morning, just according to the first minister resigned from the government.
Yeah, and just to recap, a little bit more what Peter Hugg was saying, as we mentioned, he said nothing has been triggered in terms of a leadership challenge. He also said it's about to go to Presidency. Working really to speak in front of this.
Have you asked the Prime Minister to stand down, Lord Helmer? Should the Prime Minister resign? Is it over for Keir Starmer?
Not explicit support from the Attorney General, but let me tell you, British Home Secretary of Prime Minister.
He's not come out.
Sorry?
He's not come out.
Wes Streeting hasn't came out. That's a noticeable one. Perhaps he's saying, please don't challenge me. You never know.
I was going to come out without that.
I'll make you Chancellor, Wes, if you don't challenge me.
Oh, they're just not happy about anything.
They're not happy about anything.
Who's not happy?
Oh, because I keep hearing those little things.
Well, they should come down here and see for themselves.
Wes Streeting, do you want to be Prime Minister? Will you challenge Keir Starmer? Wes Streeting, do you want the job or not? Are you measuring the curtains, Mr. Streeting?
Lammy hasn't come out yet. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he came out with a massive rush of them.
But I think we're going to see something else. Yeah, the plan is going to wheel it all down for us. We need to find our cabinet. He's going to be in the press at the end.
I'll still get in trouble, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Can you or Johnny go and meet him?
Yes, well, good morning from Downing Street, where the Cabinet have been emerging following that critical meeting we just saw, where Street...
Yes, go.
Come back.
No, this is
Now, all the questions now, 81 MPs. Or there could be a pause for rejecting the King's speech and the Prime Minister still in office. At the moment, simply no one knows.
That was repeated by others to us through the nonsense so we need to raise
So she's really been front and centre of the Labour Party's attempts to deal with immigration, irregular immigration.
Ta-da.
but I don't think he's focused on this morning. This is a man battling in the inner mechanics of the Labour Party for his own position. And it is very much a discussion playing out in the ear of hundreds of the national and international media. But this is the backing of 81 Labour MPs to take you, Keir Starmer, on for the leadership. Keir Starmer doesn't need 81 MPs. Keir Starmer, as the sitting leader of the Labour Party, is automatically on the ballot. So we could well end up with a situation here where Sir Keir Starmer fights a leadership election among the Labour Party members against Wes Streeting, Angela Rayner, whoever, name it. And that's potentially fascinating because while it would be an internal Labour Party contest, it gives Sir Keir Starmer the opportunity to make arguments in public. More generally, members of the Parliamentary Labour Party might have debates. Yesterday, mistakes are perilous for the Prime Minister, not because of any of the people
around that table, but the Cabinet's come out publicly and back the Prime Minister, and also for the Prime Minister to clearly tell his party, his Cabinet, if he wanted to.
It's Baroness Jenny Chapman.
When no one has a stop.
Member of House of Lords, Philip.
When no one has a stop.
For now, we're now waiting to see what the reaction will be. Coming out making supportive noises about the Prime Minister, all except for Wes Streeting. Will he make his move? It may be the best chance he'll ever get.
what might that mean? Of course, he's the Mayor of Greater Manchester. He is the prince over the water, if you like. He is a favourite among many Labour MPs to be the next Prime Minister. He doesn't have to look at the Labour. There is a Labour Prime Minister. The Cabinet meeting has just concluded. We've had a succession of Cabinet ministers, coming out and saying that the Prime Minister is showing leadership, that they are united on dealing with the challenges facing the country, and basically that it's going nowhere. That is the message that Number 10 briefed to us when the Cabinet meeting was still going on. One exception to that sort of show of solidarity was the Health Secretary, Keir Starmer, a man who we all know as the Prime Minister. He's made no secret of that for many, many years. He came out, he said nothing, but there's so much speculation that he might decide to leave. I spoke to one of his allies earlier and they said, look, he said he will not start if it comes to equality and temporary for the Prime Minister will remain. He is going to challenge. He's not going to honestly. He very honestly knows.
Ollie's just spotted it.
Nobody knows what happens next. It was a government retailing on the back of Labour chaos, and they promised to end the chaos, to bring stability, and yet here we are again. And if this Prime Minister goes, we could be looking at 6 Prime Ministers in Britain in just 7 years. But no, because basically, yes, he's in the best position. Andy Burnham doesn't concede that will take weeks, even if somebody stood down by-election, even if it ends in rules, might be a contest that could rule him out. But there is no way.
Baroness Chapman, is the game over for this Prime Minister? Should the Prime Minister resign? Is it right that he fights on, Baroness Chapman? Will anyone challenge the Prime Minister?
Prime Minister, but clearly that, according to her account, that meeting was very much focused on delivering for the electorate in terms of the key issues. Remember the original purpose of this cabinet meeting today was to carry on with the US war with Iran and the impact of that war here in the UK, transition or security crisis and so on. So really interesting that she's come back to when he became the leader of the Labour Party. The leader of the Labour Party things that he then later abandoned, and they got elected, promising an end to chaos, promising change. They haven't had enough change quickly
unreasonable, and there's no indeed to be laying out a legislative agenda. If the Prime Minister has already said that he is going to stand down, I don't know what's going to happen in the next few hours, but it could be that people decide to hold their horses for now and we get through the King's speech, but then people move after that. It's very, very febrile for all the people having a nervous breakdown about what has happened in the elections and thinking we need to get rid of him and we need to get rid of him now. There's plenty of others who feel despairing, very sad.
No, it's just really quite slow.
Because they promised change, they promised not to be like the Conservatives. Labour find it difficult to get Prime Ministers into number 10, to get Prime Ministers elected. And of course, if they replace the Prime Minister, opposition parties will say they have no mandate. Just as happened when the Tories removed Boris Johnson, then we have Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak, and people would say the public did not vote for this, and if they change Sir Keir Starmer, the public will not have had the chance to vote for the new leader, and that new leader could take them in a very different direction. Andy Burnham, he said basically don't worry too much about the bond markets. Well, the bond markets are absolutely having the heebie-jeebies. The cost of borrowing is going through the roof. It was already high. The stock market is falling. And that's one of the arguments saying that economic stability is willing to stability is important because if you don't have that, there is economic cost to all of the sectors. Seeing that play out, that's happening and I think it's really
one of which might lead to him being Prime Minister, the other of which could be the end of his
yeah, it's a high stakes decision for him. It's high stakes, everything that's happening. Take this moment. Yes, that's right. Peter Kyle is an ally of Wes Streeting. At the moment, he is sounding loyal. He said we've been talking about the challenges that face the country. We know that the two of them went out to the cinema at the weekend, and I think they saw, was it The Devil Wears Prada 2? I think they did. So they were asked the other day what had been discussed, and Peter Kyle said, well, we always discuss the state of the world and the leadership, but sort of intimated that they hadn't discussed the Prime Minister specifically, owed to have been a fly on the wall.
He's doing a very good job. He's leading the cabinet this morning. He's making decisions. I very much hope not. I think that
suggests that, well, the Prime Minister is not putting
But you promised to stop the chaos. What went wrong? We will stop the chaos.
Baroness Chapman is saying that they will stop the chaos. Well, that is her optimistic view, but it does feel like the chaos, frankly, is already here.
Saying anything?
Do you know what? Thank you. But tell me when they can't hear me.
Ollie, can you turn off the volume of the mic?
Can they hear me?
Can you put the microphone?
It's Natalie.
Should the Prime Minister resign, James Murray? Is this the end of the road for Keir Starmer?
Bloody hell.
Should I?
To pick up on the question that you asked at the moment, the Chief Secretary, the Chancellor's deputy, so many people it's a period of intensity that then first is on the board. So Peter Kyle do that because in his diary he wants to carry on for as long as he can, but he didn't.
No, I'm speaking to Pat on my desk now, Pat Format, and I've said he wants us to stand down.
Sorry.
And he believes that the leadership would be exactly that. And it's sad to have been in a scenario where the elected term is being threatened. It seems so many times.
All right, this guy? All right?
Just to let you know, I'm going to have to charge my phone.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just. Through the gods.
Like, we're not robots, you know? I don't have eyes at the back of my head.
Yes. Are we done here?
Stay a touch longer to be safe.
But
I agree.
Political editor, the BBC's political editor. Thank you very much indeed. To get Chris's thoughts and analysis on what's been happening, and it certainly has been an incredibly busy few hours here in Downing Street. It's incredibly busy 30-40 minutes or so as those cabinet ministers left number 10, and as you will have seen if you've been with us, some of them spoke, others giving nothing away. Let's just take a look.
Well, the ones that came to talk to us were all very optimistic, positive about the PM. We just spoke to Baroness Chapman, as you saw a few minutes ago. She is an uber Starmer loyalist, and she said that we're getting on with working out how to deliver people what they need. And I said, you said you'd stop the chaos, and she said we will stop the chaos. We will stop the chaos. So that's from a member of the cabinet this time. Although it feels very much like the chaos is very much already here. Clearly she, and there are others in the cabinet too, feel that this is not the time to change leader, not least because Westminster is getting ready for tomorrow.
vaccination will be the agenda for the next term. But I think what happens is how they could be critical when very, very tightly zero delay given the nothing in the way.
Calls the general cabinet while he is out in Asia and doesn't have but if Westminster yesterday, he won't know when the left-wing party will allow that, so then it might be Angela Rayner, well, the HMRC is still investigating her over her tax. She said yesterday that it was a mistake not Prime Minister should set out a timetable and go. He apparently doesn't do top job. But again, people are not just going to sit aside and let West Streeting want into Downing Street. But of course, we are getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Currently, Prime Minister has nothing going bigger the words of another Minister, Keir Starmer, no leadership challenge has been triggered. Well, joining me now is Professor John Tom, Professor of Politics at the University of Liverpool. Thank you very much, John, for joining us here on BBC News. I think we need to sort of all take a collective breath and reflect on what's been happening here over the last few hours. Just give us your initial thoughts. On the culture chat as well, you should do.
That's all of them, right? Oh, I think so. I think it's we're twins, so we're partners
Yeah, you do need sound of this. Yeah. Really, you really.
I'm not good for bad. I think it's just like a call. The newscaster post it.
I know we are. We got ready this morning last night. This is you okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You too. You're sorry? Oh, where is that?
Yorkshire tea, that I like.
Yeah, the battle analogy is a vivid one. Yeah, around 80 MPs are calling for the Prime Minister to go. But I think it's important to reflect that it doesn't mean that Julian's writing about would coalesce around West Streeting as a potential challenger, would they? And she I've got to find out. I'm working 9 to 3. Sit down and
would have actually done 11 out of 13 days. Several days.
Still looks good.
Very demonstrative.
Yeah. They do a dance as well. They do, don't they?
Would you like that?
Yes. The black mark. Oh, got you. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and then you ram that in, well, it's in already. It's clear.
Yes, sir.
Pass me that bottle of tea there.
This one?
Yeah.
John, we're very nearly out of time. Briefly, how damaging is this for Labour ahead of the King's speech tomorrow when it sets out its parliamentary programme for the year? Okay, John, thank you very much. Professor John Tom from the University of Liverpool there with his thoughts on, well,
I mean, yeah,
very fast-moving few hours here in Downing Street. The cabinet meeting is over. Some ministers are coming up.
Lucia saying there was a lot of cars inside. Do you think
they left already? The cars are there, just that one is there, but it just didn't.
Okay, so yeah, we sort of agree that there isn't any more. Obviously, Downing Street's fully pressed because they're going to do all of their, lives and all of that. Today's events. But they're 4 ministers.
4 minute break.
Okay, no, it's very okay.
Right, 6 and 10 are definitely down here. Sophie at 6, Fiona at 10.
I just want to make a couple of observations. First of all, I'm working 9 days straight.
Yeah.
4 o'clock for the last 2 days. I am
We're going to need both.
I'm not a vocalist. I have presented.
So, brilliant. Okay. 12 to 10. So, yes. Oh.
I do not have
Let me just check. Sorry. Just hearing about legislation.
Johnny shouldn't say
I'll also give them a wave in the gallery, see if anyone can tell me. Hello gallery. We've got all security. I know you want. Yeah, can anyone just talk me through what the running order is just immediately after the headlines?
It's an interesting day. Yeah, we did. All of the Preston and Steve Reed.
Here it is. Got it.
Kyle came across, Liz Kendall came across as well. 5 or 6 1 or 2 sort of got read. Very unusual because basically, I haven't done it.
It's coming in at 12.
This part I've done it about 2 years. I've done it longer, but a lot of the experienced journalists really ever do that. If they're on
Business reaction, yeah. Market reaction, yeah, it does. I don't see. Oh yeah, I can see the John Healy post on X.
It's not kind of stop position party. So, Prime Minister is right. Yes,
I'm just really upset that that's
those are the rules.
Yeah, no, I don't think it doesn't feel like it's quite the right moment for it.
No.
Yeah.
Someone, those people are that's the thing. Prime Minister is powerful. So it's not easy to just remove the Prime Minister.
Sorry, just fixing my mic, which is just popped off. I think I've got it. Is that sounding okay? Is that all right? Just reposition the mic. Happy with time? Great, thank you.
It's a better run than sorry. I'd
Really? Yeah, as soon as you need to get the shot, it's horrible. I mean, oh, I think 10 seconds.
Yeah, not everyone can do that. No.
I just wanted to say this. Because I just feel that none of this is my fault, and I'm really doing my best. Yeah, I'll say the team. Like, someone really needs to tell me what the team is because they say it well in the team. But I had no idea, I didn't even say it. They literally said a line that was you know, this is really not it's like really
No. What I wonder though is why is that even in the street on the daylight of day? Because it's like giving people.
Well, it might be capital.
Some people they'll do C+2. But notice it's been a beautiful day in Downing Street today. The weather's quite nice. It's been a little bit cold, but it's been actually quite pleasant.
I wouldn't find it very much.
No, I've had to put gloves on and jumper and alternate. Yeah, that's the only thing is because the buildings are so high, you just don't get the real.
Right,
anyway, nice to talk to you, sir. Nice to talk to you.
You should have had someone brought that. Before the events of the last week or so was to talk about the war with Iran. That was discussed. One of the key arguments the Prime Minister of the State is that with the war with Iran, with the war in Ukraine, continuing other global challenges that have changed the leadership
We say she's got plenty of fans.
There's some guy yelling.
No, that was me. I was
clearly
I do upset people.
It's alright, he does a sterling job with the yelling.
I wonder why I get
No, you wasn't brilliant. Shout it so loud and maybe
Mind you, Amsterdam as well.
And obviously business, the markets are always surgically don't pay. So what are the impact is all of this question about Keir Starmer, how many maybe now colleagues in business as Ramzan Kamali. Ramzan, good to have you with us again. And just give us a sense of that market reaction to this
Couple of things. Number one, this is Tim. Just in what are the space? And then Lewis. I'm actually in. If you were here on time. Next one, it might be next one over. If you were here on time. It's next one over. You know what? I'm just going to dump myself. How are you? Yeah, it's standing out there for a while. It's much colder. Arab sun. We said an Arab sun. Sahara and Dutch, actually. Next time you get sun.
That's fine. I'll stop this one.
Hi, Mark, you alright? No, I just basically said that if there must be some members that just said
Sorry? I've seen no radio.
Oh, what's the just empty? So basically, so we did actually start got two sort of possibly three. We only need one or two more. And you just have to in the after we like sure what would be possible.
It's really important to understand
how this process officially works and then how it might unfold. So the official Labour Party wishes to say that in order to trigger the leadership contest, you need 81 MPs, that's 20% of the parliamentary Labour Party, to rally behind one candidate, one alternative to the front. That hasn't happened. Exactly as you're saying, you have more than 80 MPs saying they either want to go or we should set a timetable for his departure, but they haven't coalesced around one alternative, which is why we're in this slightly strange position where you've got all of this pressure from some parts of the Labour backbenches, and it's important to note there are more than 200 Labour MPs in total. Some don't want to contest, some think the Prime Minister should say, some think this is all kind of self-inflicted wounds. But you can clearly see there's a lot of unrest, but they haven't reached that threshold yet to come out with kind of one possible alternative. The other thing that could happen in this situation is that the pressure within the cabinet becomes too much, because if the Prime Minister
But if it's more,
which is why it is so interesting. They can say that, they will believe that, they hope that is the truth. There are some in the parliament that think that is absolutely the right approach, but they can't ignore everything.
Yeah, I think that's for us, right? What I was going to tell you, can I come back to Paddington to get ready for tomorrow, like all of the stuff? Because we need like quite a lot, it's going to be like the program.
Yeah, it feels like a very fast-moving situation at the moment. I've just been over in the Houses of Parliament trying to chat with MPs to get a sense of how they're feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've heard this argument from some now, including the Defence Secretary John Healey, who's just put out this message on social media, effectively saying there's a lot of global instability.
But I need to take something to come in the street.
We don't want to do that. We need to kind of calm down and crack on with the job. There are others in the Parliamentary Party who are saying, look, this is unacceptable. You know, you've got so many people who've publicly gone over the top and expressed that they don't think that the Prime Minister is the right guy for the job. That we are now in a period of instability, whichever way you cut it. So, you know, we might as well crack on and try and get some sort of resolution to this. It still feels like things are moving quickly, but what has been interesting this morning was the very first bit.
Do you have another or not?
Wow, there's a cabinet meeting, what's going to happen?
But then, no, because Mark told me that he was going to, I can't play them because Mark told me he was going to bring me because he's coming with tomorrow. Or I do that alone and he comes here. I don't mind any of them, so send me. No, but I mean, he's coming with me tomorrow. So usually if I'm free, if you prefer me to stay here, I don't mind. Okay, so I stay here or no?
Okay. And then picking up with Alex off the back?
Okay. Yeah, because Oli's gonna finish quite soon, right?
Hey,
Oli might finish like relatively soon. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I will get everything ready for tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Okay. Nice. Okay, thank you. Ciao, ciao.
Okay. That sounds good. Yep, absolutely.
There wasn't actually anything in the speech. It was kind of like some ideas about what to do with the so the way that's quite implemented now the businesses don't need to risk it. But the point I'm trying to make is there wasn't anything big and radical in that speech. I think that's going back to what you just said about the administration.
Sorry, you're watching BBC News. Welcome back to Downing Street. I'm Anita McVeigh.
where over the last few hours we have been looking at cabinet ministers arrived in Downing Street for a crucial meeting with the Prime Minister.